use case 15. Retrieve all employees whose address is in Houston, Texas. So this use case is mostly about pattern matching, and we will be using another a different keyword here. So let's do it. Select f name, l name from employee, where address. So where is coming that address? Here, as you can see, address. Now, instead of saying equals, now this is mostly about pattern matching. So we are using this keyword like the pattern matching keyword while dealing mostly with strings or varchars. So here with percentage, Houston, TX, and then percentage. So if you would have just one here at the beginning of percentage, meaning anything that matches with Houston, that actually ends with Houston, Texas, and now we are now implying that okay, anything that is included, that Houston TX is included in the text. So in the text, so meaning this is address is actually text. So we are trying to match this Houston text TX inside that text, and that's actually let's try it here. So we have now employees whose addresses who live in Houston, Texas, and we can also actually add here the address so that we can see whether we are doing things right. So we do. You see, we have different addresses, but all of them are in the same city, in the city of Houston, Texas. So now the next use case. A new person whose name is Richard K. Marini has been hired. Add this new employee system along with his following information. So SSN, let's have SSN as 5653298653, alright, and birth date as 1962, say 12 and that already. So, and address, you can have it as Park Forest, Candy, served as TX, and salary 37,000, and super SSN, supervisor SSN 73298. Okay, and Dino. So let's try to insert this new data. So we should now use, instead of select statements, now we need to use insert statement. insert into employee, okay, and then you should say values. Now we should directly enter the values. So the name is Richard, right? Richard, and then K Marini. Now let me just copy paste. As you can see, this has no supervisor, it has itself. Not everyone has a supervisor. And then else we have this information. I'm just copy and pasting, but make sure that these are included in single quotes, because that's the way it's designed, the database. And now address, and so this is you see I'm following all these attributes. So M is the male, and now 47,000, you can just say 0, and then this is number, so others are not. We can again, this is same, and then the number, department now 4. So let's insert this. So one row inserted. So we can actually check out this Richard from the employee table. So we have with SSN, what we can do is so we can check out with SSN, right? In the query box, we can just say, just to see where it is, from employee where SSN. So here you go, we have our data inserted. So the next use case, so this is 17. Richard realizes that he gave his old address information and wants to be replaced with a new one in the system. Okay, so his new address is 174, let's say, Prior Street, Houston, TX. All right, so this is, as you can guess, this will be an update statement. So we have select statement, insert statements, and update statements, update queries. So now we need to use the update query, update employee. You directly say update employee, and then set whatever you want to update, which attribute you want to update. Here's address, right? And now what will be the new address? So let's just copy paste here. Be very careful with update statement. You should always have the right filter here, the where clause. All right. Otherwise, it will update all the information, all employees' address. So this is a little bit dangerous. The update and delete statements are really dangerous statements, queries in the database world. So just keep in mind. So it's same, right? This and the same. So this employee does not have any supervisor, meaning he supervises himself. That's what it seems. And let's update this. So I don't know, affected. You should not insert affected. And where SSN, I'm just copying and pasting this so that I can write my again, select statement, select employee. So let's see whether we have really updated our information. So yeah, there you go. We have our new address here inserted. So let's set with the update statement. So now the last thing, so let's have our last use case. Richard leaves his job after working a couple years. His personal records need to be deleted from the system. So now we are going to actually delete this new information from here, right? Let's do that, delete from employee where SSN. So SSN is really important. We should check this, say which one, right? And so and just copy and paste this. So this data will be deleted now. So one row affected. So now we won't be able to see this anymore. Let's just copy and paste this to see whether we have it or not. So actually, you can just select and see whether we have this or not. We won't, right? We delete it. So you see we don't have any results. So it's return an empty result, which makes sense. So these are the basic SQL queries. We made a kind of like introduction to SQL queries, and we will continue with more advanced queries later on.